She had about 10 young turkeys there with her. And you can see she's trying to distract me from where they're hiding, which is right over there. They were just crossing the road. Alright. Alright, so here we got a different species of morel. In fact, out here in the mountains, I found a total of, trying to just count, 5, I think. The most common one is the black that we find earliest in the season. Along with that, early in the season, we find the really small, long-footed pine ones. I don't know what the species name at this point, they keep on reclassifying them. And then a little bit later we get these little blondes, and they grow actually quite large. Here's what they look like when they're pretty young. Alright, so there's a really nice blonde morel there. Again, associating with the grand fir. And right next to it is a patch of blacks there. So, especially when the season's kind of packed in like this here, kind of everything's coming in quick, you can often find both of them together. So these ones you can actually see are buggy, wormy. You can see how it's all kind of sandy looking almost. Yeah, so there's gonna be like little white maggots in there. But this blonde is perfectly fine. Should be good to go. Here's another common spring mushroom out here. Kind of looks like velvety cup. Also Ascomycota in the Morel family, and this is, I think, a Gyromitra. Here's another one of those, looking almost like a piece of charcoal. Alright, so there's most of the haul for the day. We got a few in a different bag that we're gonna have to eat tonight because they're, you know, either kind of on the line as far as freshness or might have a little bit of worms, so we want to keep separate from these. If you put them all together with wormy ones and fresh ones in the fridge, then chances are the worms will crawl out of the wormy ones and into the fresh ones and just go crazy everywhere, infect everything. So you can see we have the 3 common varieties here. So we have the regular blacks, kind of in their different stages. Then we have some of these long stemmed ones. My friend calls them the finger morel. Not entirely sure if they're separate species, but they look quite different. And then we wound up actually finding a bunch more of the blondes after the battery died. And we found actually a bunch of them with the blacks all mixed up at higher elevation. So sometimes it can happen where in the valley it's actually a bit farther than a little bit higher up because the warm air, you know, rises, or it's better exposure or whatever. So I actually found quite a few nice blondes. I showed you that one already. And on the way back, I stopped in on a fishing spot and got this rainbow trout as well. So some nice local surf and turf, I guess you can say. And this is a stocked one, which you can tell because this back fin right here has been cut off in the hatchery when I was young. So these are, you're allowed to keep these. And that's a nice little fat one to go in a frying pan. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.